Hello. Good evening, everyone. I want to make sure this is working. Throw me some likes if you can hear me okay. I'm mic'd up in a couple different spots, and my pants are falling down. Um, if you don't know me, my name is Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with Run Smart Online, and I want to talk to you guys about the number one thing that I wish you guys would have do in your training. Now, this one thing is super important. I wish I would have known this when I started running because it would have saved me a lot of painful, failed marathons. And as I turned into finding these strategies out, I went and transitioned to coaching, and it worked amazing for the athletes I was coaching. Now, before I get started, we do offer this type of training in a tool that we use now that can be found on runsmartonline.com. I'll show you that later on. I don't want to even blur the waters, blur the lines, muddy the waters, whatever. It's Sunday night with that right now. So how do you go from going to injury after injury or a race performance you're not happy with to ones that you are happy with, to finishing with your hands held high and like pumping a fist at the finish line because you know you just crushed it? And this strategy is something that I've seen work on, particularly if you're a runner over 40, works amazing. Now, what I want to talk about is what most training plans start with. So most training plans look like something like this. They start here. I'm going to get my eraser, one sec. They start here, and then they do this. Whoop, 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 whoop. And they just kind of build over time, and their mileage gets more. They recover occasionally, so you would see a recovery week here, here, and here, and here. But the recovery weeks continue to build over time. And who knows how often and how frequent they are. Sometimes I've seen them once a month, every 6 weeks, or just kind of haphazardly throwing mileage around. And this is something that torched my running, and it torches my patients and my athletes when I was training them. So we did is we figured out, and I figured this out myself, and I started using it with athletes, and it worked awesome, which is my 2-to-1 principle. And if you're part of Run Smart Online, you've heard me talk about this a lot, because if you're not using this in your training plan, you can just start using this today, or your next race. But if you're already in a plan, I would recommend start using this today. So the 2-to-1 principle is this. Essentially is based off a 60% reduction in mileage every third week. So 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Now let me talk you through that. So instead of a plan that just kind of builds over time, what the 2-to-1 principle does is it goes from here, and then you'll see something like this. And your recovery weeks are all at the same level. And that level, make sure we can see it here, is 60%. So let's say you're a 30-mile-a-week runner at your maximum, so when you peak. Every third week, you're going to be hitting 18 miles a week. If you're a 50-mile-a-week runner, you're going to be hitting, math isn't an exact science, 30 miles a week every third week. Now, before I forget, we do this on the Run Smart side for you. We have this tool that builds this all out for you, but I want to make sure you guys are using this right now. It's a pretty cool tool. I'll talk to you about it later. So 30 or 50-mile weeks is going to follow something like this. Now, this third week recovery does something really important that I wish I would have known a while ago. When you drop every third week in your mileage, number one, you have a mental edge, because what's going to happen for you is that every third week, let's say it's the second week, you're about to go on a recovery week, you're running, time is short. In your head, you're going to be thinking, I have a recovery week next week. Just get through these runs. You can do it. Let's go. And then the week you come off a recovery week, you're going to have the mental edge of, come on, Steve. This is what happened for me and a lot of my runners. I just came off a recovery week. Let's go. Come on, Nance. Let's get our runs in, especially when time becomes a pinch. And that's the second great thing about this. Generally, my runners over 40, the ones that I've always worked with, time is a premium. You're not in college like I was when I was running in college, and you had all this free time. You think you didn't, but you did. But time is in a pinch. So what's nice about this is every third week, you're really going to free up extra time. But don't think that you're going to be missing out on the quality. This actually works really well for speed. So you're going to free up valuable time every third week for family, obligations, responsibilities that you have. And then from a speed standpoint, the up and to the right graph that most runners are following, that their recovery weeks are too infrequent, that they're too high mileage. What this will do is it'll keep your legs fresh till race day. Now I said, I may have mentioned that when I did this, I was a 4-hour plus marathoner over and over again, 2 times in a row actually at the exact same time. And I went and found out I'm going to train myself now instead of these Google Sheets. This is one of the first things I started using, and it worked awesome for me. I went on to run Boston twice and qualified 6 times in a row. And then, I was just using it for myself. And then I went and used it on other athletes who are frequently injured or frequently disappointed. And when we implemented just this strategy, there were some other things, I'm not going to lie, there were some other things that we implemented. But adding this in was a huge lift. They felt fresher, they got injured less, and there was a huge benefit. So 2-to-1 principle, 60% of your mileage every single third week you should be dropping down. Your builds will be a little bit different. We do handle this. By the way, we handle the builds and everything in your training plan. So if you have questions like, how do I build this up safely? There's a 10% rule. I don't really love that rule anyways, but I just want to make clear, you should be doing every third week, 60% of your mileage. Let me know in the questions or comments if you have any questions, or let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this. I'd be happy to answer them. I'll be around for most of the night. But hopefully this helps you. I want to show you the tool real quick that we use to help build these plans for people. Let me see if I can find it. I probably can't now. Here we go. So this is the thing that we use to help a lot of our athletes train. I stopped coaching athletes a little while ago and went into this, and we built this because I found that training and running was just better as a system. And if you follow the same system, it's really going to take out a lot of the guesswork for you. And the difference between runners is only pace and distances that they want to run, but the structure of a training plan should be relatively the same. So let's say you want to run a half marathon, and I like to always go to May 26th. It's the Buffalo Half, which I'm getting a warning here that says it's too close, but we're going to build it anyways. So 14-week plan, miles, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose a 40-mile-a-week plan. My day starts on Sunday. We give you the ability to adjust this. Now, this is some of the things that the other kind of training hacks I talk about that we use. The 2-to-1 principle is just one of those training hacks. But I'm just going to go ahead and drag this into the middle and make it, not super hard on my speed workouts and not super easy. And this is generally what we see for most of our athletes if they want to run a half marathon. So looking to break that 2-hour barrier. So if you're asking, like, how do I build my mileage? There's definitely a lot of technique to that, but it's a system that I've kind of figured out over time. So what we do is we build this all out for our athletes. You can click and add in your different mileage, edit these things. You can look at your calendar view and go through that. Here's an interesting thing that I love is, if you have a speed workout, and I'm down here in the right-hand corner of your screen, most athletes, when they go to their speed workout days, they have, run hard or run tempo or run an interval at this and kind of recover at this. What we do is we actually give you those times. So if you wanted to break 2 hours, it's down here, 2 hours in the marathon, we would recommend this, or I would recommend this workout on this day and these runs outside of that. And this is something that we've been doing for a while with our athletes and been getting huge results. So if you're interested in trying this, you can actually try this for $1. We actually give you the strength workouts, we give you the run form stuff, we give you everything in here, kind of a coach on demand to help you with this. And it really makes a huge difference for all that. So I'll be around for questions. If you're interested, just go ahead and jump on to the $1 trial. You can check this out, build your own training plan. We also have a bunch of strength workouts in here that you can take advantage of that are my tried and true ones that I use as a physical therapist every single day, all the moves that help fight injury and so on. I'll be around. I'll be answering questions in the comments. And hopefully this helps you out a little bit. 60%, 2-to-1 principle. Make sure you're using it. All right, good night.